Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today with a roundup of patterns and fabrics from Art Week, week 5 of the Sewing Bee. So the first challenge, the pattern challenge, was to sew a gathered skirt with a waistband and a big bow, and then to applique shapes onto the skirt in a modernist fashion. So the bees got the opportunity to choose the different colours they wanted to use, whether they wanted to go really abstract, and just see what the judges thought of their creations. I didn't find a pattern that was exactly like the one on the show, but I did find a couple of really lovely gathered skirt patterns that I thought were great for summer and would be a lot of fun to sew. So the first one is the Genevieve skirt by Jarly Patterns, Jarly 4017. It runs up to a size 24, so a lot of the Jarly patterns are really size inclusive, which is great. And you've got options to do a button down front or just a plain front, and it's got an elasticated waistband, so nice and comfortable, and it's to be made with light to mid-weight fabrics that drape well. And then there's a cute little sort of bum bag purse thing that you can make to go with it as well. So just a brilliant pattern for summer. I thought it would look lovely sewn up in our dead stock viscose challis fabric. This one you've probably seen before if you watch my channel regularly. It's beautiful. I'm going to make a dress out of this myself. It's got little bees and cherries and a floral print on it, so really lovely for summer and would work brilliantly for that skirt. All of the patterns and fabrics I mentioned, they're all linked below, and there's a link to our website too as well, so do jump on and check those out. And then I just chose another gathered skirt that I thought was lovely, and there's one that I'm going to share in the made to measure roundup as well, which is probably more like the one in the challenge, but I just wanted to share these because I think they're perfect for summer. So the next one is McCall's 8066, and you've got options here for different lengths. You've got options for tiers, a tiered ruffle on a short version, a maxi version, and then a version that is just gathered with a single sort of slightly flared silhouette skirt. It's got an elasticated waist again, so nice and comfortable. I'm all about comfort, especially in the heat. It runs up to a size XXL. I'm not going to go through the size charts, they're all on the website, so do check out the links below. But I thought that skirt would look beautiful sewn up in this gorgeous linen fabric. I think this is a linen cotton mix, but all the details are on the site. But it's really pretty. It's got like this orange background and these pretty little pink flowers, and I thought if you made a tiered either a tiered maxi or just the plain gathered skirt with that, and then paired it with a classic white tank top, I thought it would look lovely for the summer. So on to the made to measure challenge. So I've just got to say as well, I don't do a roundup of things from the transformation challenge because obviously it's quite out there and they're not really using patterns, but I have to say the things they created this week, it was more like origami. It was just so beautiful the way they were given these big canvases and had to manipulate them into different shapes, and some of the things that were produced, I was just blown away. I don't know how they do it in the time, but just the creativity and the ideas were gorgeous. But anyway, that's just an aside. Let's crack on with the made to measure challenge now. So for the made to measure challenge, again, they were given a really wide brief for this one. They were just asked to bear in mind the surrealist art movement. So, you know, lots of things like big eyes and, you know, tapping into people's dreams and all those sorts of themes. So really as wacky as you liked. And it was really fun and interesting to see what the bees came up with and how they interpreted the brief. The first person, Lizzie, made a crossover top with a really sort of wide sort of hanging sleeve, and then she made a simple skirt to go with it, but it was all about the drama of the top. Now I couldn't find a top exactly like it with those sleeves, but I did find McCall's 8145, which has got that similar sort of crossover at the front, and then it has got a sort of an option for a really lovely big flared sleeve. And it actually reminded me of a top that I bought recently that I wore on one of my Instagram videos, and loads of people were asking which pattern's that. I'd really like to make that. So I think this pattern's lovely and would make, you know, it's inspired by Lizzie's make. It runs up to a size 24, and it's made in knit fabrics. So the fabric I chose for that one, I just thought I'd go on the theme of the top that I bought that everybody was sort of raving about and wanted to know which pattern it was. It's a lovely red, pretty much exactly the same colour as this red. This is our Ritual stretch jersey fabric, and I think that would sew up really lovely into that top and would make a great sort of top inspired by Lizzie's dramatic top that she made. The next pattern is inspired by Vicky's make. So Vicky made a really sort of out there shell top with a big eye on the front, and then a sort of relatively simple skirt with that. So I just focused on the top and thought, well, that's just a simple shell top. Again, what a great garment for summer. And I chose the Tessuti Fabrics Tavi top, which runs up to a size 18, and it's just a lovely simple shell top that would be great for summer. Tessuti are just brilliant at just doing those nice clean chic classic shapes. I've just made my first Tessuti pattern as well. I made the Lois dress, which I absolutely adore, can't wait to share with you in the coming weeks. But anyway, yeah, the Tavi top I thought would look great sewn up in this lovely chambray fabric that we've got. It's a Robert Kaufman. It's got little neon flecks in it. I really hope I'm going to make a simple sort of shift dress in this and maybe do some illuminous or neon embroidery on it, hopefully this summer if I get time. But I thought that would be a great wardrobe staple for summer, inspired by Vicky's make. The next pattern I want to share was inspired by Esme. So it was really quite moving actually. She talked about how she used to have dreams when she was younger of running away, which I used to have all the time as well. I think it's when things are playing on your mind. But she sort of spoke about her childhood. And like, yeah, it was a really sort of important make to her, and I was really moved by it, and it was really lovely what she produced and the thought that had gone into it. It's really clever. She made a dress with sort of lots of twisted bits of fabric on the bodice and then a sort of loose flowing skirt. I couldn't find a pattern that was exactly like it, but what I did take inspiration from was the different pieces of fabric crossing over on the body or the bodice, and I chose New Look 6717, which again is a great pattern for summer. It's a knit dress pattern, and it's got a lovely crossover design across the bust, and then it's just got a nice sort of gentle flared skirt. Comes in 2 different lengths. You've also got the option to do almost like a handkerchief sort of layered waterfall effect on one of the versions as well, which again was sort of inspired by Esme's different layers and different pieces on the dress that she made. It runs up to a size 18, and the fabric that I thought that would look really lovely in is this cotton jersey, which is just so pretty for summer. It's a light grey background with really pretty pink flowers on it, almost like blossom flowers, really gorgeous, and I thought that would look lovely sewn up into that New Look pattern. The next pattern I want to share with you, I think was probably my favourite from the Made to Measure challenge. Fauve made a really cool dress. Loved the way she used the artwork. She chose a piece for artwork and used that to inspire the dress. It was really clever. She combined lace and leather, which I can imagine must have been an absolute nightmare to sew, but she did a fantastic job. It was just so cool. So yeah, the pattern I chose that's sort of similar to it, it was a one shoulder design, and it had like a little zip down the side. It was just really edgy and punky and cool. I just loved it. But the most similar sort of thing I could find was McCall's 7315. It hasn't got the one shoulder design, but I think you could alter the pattern piece to become a one shoulder if you wanted to, because there are 2 sleeveless versions, one with a high neck and one with a V-neck. So I think you could relatively easily adapt the pattern piece if you wanted to transform it into a single shoulder design, but then it's very much got the same handkerchief, skirt and hem that Fauve had. And also you could get a top pattern with a one shoulder design and combine the two. But yeah, I really liked view A, which is just the crew neck, and that handkerchief hem, which is really dramatic and just reminded me of what Fauve made. And that runs up to a size 22. That's for woven fabrics. And I just thought this cotton lawn fabric has been super popular this summer. It's beautiful. I've seen some lovely makes in this. And I just thought that would look really lovely sewn up into that version of McCall 7315. Don't forget all the patterns and fabrics I'm talking about, they're all linked below, so do jump on and check out our website and the links below. The next pattern is pretty much it's very similar to what was actually made in the show. So Tony, I thought what he made was lovely. It was really lovely. It was a very fitted dress. It was sort of very I can't remember the brand, Vampire something or other. Somebody will tell me in the comments, I'm sure. But like fitted, sexy, sensual dress with these dramatic godet sleeves, and then he sort of sewed feathers on it, and he did a little bolero, which everyone was calling a bolero in the show, but I've always said bolero. But tell me in the comments, how do you say it? I always thought it was bolero. Anyway, it had lots of drama. It was very sexy. I really liked what he made. I thought it was lovely. And the pattern I thought you could recreate that look with is Burda 6364, which runs up to a size 18. And this is very unseasonal because that's for stretch fabrics. Very unseasonal, but he made it in a gorgeous red velvet, and I think we've got the same one. This is a John Caldor Carlotta, which I've got a dress in this exact colour. I've also got a dress in the navy. Can't remember if I've made anything else in it, but I've sewn with this a few times and it's lovely. And I just couldn't resist like recreating the exact look that Tony did, so I thought I'd share that one. And then the next pattern I want to share was inspired by Lauren's make. So Lauren made a gathered skirt with loads of tulle on it, and then she made this cute little miniature shirt that was sort of hung on the front of the top. So yeah, it wasn't supposed to be wearable, it was like that abstract thing. But I just went with the skirt from Lauren's make, which also you could use for the pattern challenge, the gathered skirt, the pattern challenge, Simplicity 8211. Oh, and this one has actually got a bow as well. So yeah, this would be really fitting for, it has got an option for a bow. So it would be really fitting, I think, for the pattern challenge. It looks like it's got an option for the bow on the front of the packet. But it's got a proper waistband as well. And like the two I showed you at the start of the video, it looks like quite a heavily gathered skirt. And it can be sewn up in, it goes up to a size, what size is it, 22, and it's to be sewn up in woven fabrics, cottons and things like that. And I just thought this lovely John Caldor Lizano fabric would be great for that. I've always loved this design. This is going, like I don't think we can get any more of this once it's gone. And I always try and make things in fabrics that I know you guys can get. So I don't think I'm going to be able to make anything in it, although I've always wanted to. So make a lovely skirt in this, guys. Do it for me, because it's just a beautiful fabric. I really love that one. The next pattern I wanted to share was inspired by Mia's make. So Mia, oh gosh, I just loved what she made. I loved it, and I just want to wear it. It was so cool. It was just so brilliant, and I'm just loving seeing her ideas and designs every week. It's just, I just love seeing the development in the contestants. It's so much fun. But anyway, she made, it was like a simple slip dress underneath, and then she made these massive pom-poms out of like tulle or net or something like that, and it was supposed to be like a cloud. It kind of reminded me of like something Bjork would wear. Really cool, but I just took inspiration from the simple sort of strappy dress underneath, and I chose the Tessuti Fabrics Claudia dress, which is a great pattern for summer. Runs up to a size extra large. As I said, all the sizes and stuff you'll find on the website, all the details. But it's called the Claudia dress. One I would like to make for my summer wardrobe. Just a simple square necks, little straps, relatively sort of straight skirt, probably slightly flared. And I thought, just shamelessly, take off the design on the packet of making it in our lovely navy linen cotton mix fabric, and that would be a nice, cool, simple, easy to throw on dress for summer. So that was that one. And then finally, the other Tony he took inspiration from the famous painting with the pipe on it, which says, "This is not a pipe," or something like that. I can't remember exactly. So you far more cultured viewers out there will correct me in the comments, I'm sure. But he made a simple sort of oversized t-shirt dress and then put like graphics onto it to say this is just a dress or this is not a dress. Can't remember which one it was. It was late, I was tired, and I was trying to find patterns for you all. So sorry if I've got a bit confused with some of this. But I chose the Style Arc Adeline dress, which runs up to a size 30. The Style Arc patterns are really size inclusive and really classic chic designs, and they mix and match really well together. There's 96 of them on our site, so definitely check these out if you're looking for a more inclusive size range. But yeah, the Adeline dress I thought was a great sort of dress to sort of make something similar to what Tony did. It's sort of oversized. It's got the grown on sleeve. There's no setting in sleeves. They're quite loose fitting. They've got a cute little fold up cuff on them. It's got a V-neck. You've got the option for patch pockets if you want them, and just a nice loose fitting silhouette. And that is to be made up in woven fabrics again. And I chose one of our linen cotton mix fabrics, this beautiful coral colour, which I love for summer. I think it's gorgeous. But if you wanted to do what Tony did and make a black dress, we have got black in the linen cotton fabric as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As I mentioned, all the links are below. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, because every Friday I bring you a video packed full of sewing goodness. And then I'm doing all these sewing bee ones as well. And then I've popped a link below as well for our newsletter. If you would like a weekly dose of inspiration to your inbox, do jump on and sign up for that now. There's actually a form there now that you can sign up to make it nice and easy for you. But have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.